So last year, I did this lovely gardening journal that I absolutely adored. And I did a couple of these sort of breaking up information pages, mostly in between all of my photography and seed information pages. And this year, I'm not doing these photo pages. I am, though, still keeping pretty good notes. But we've sort of reached the point that I'm like, I need a page break. We've had a whole bunch of information the past several pages, and I'm like, I need something to break it up. And so that's what we're gonna do. I've pulled a whole bunch of inks. I actually pulled two more greens on top of the green that I've already used. And we are going to go through this and sketch out some seed packets, have some fun. I have pulled some seed packets mostly because we quite literally have about 100 seed packets in the house right now. And I didn't want to be overwhelmed trying to figure out what I wanted to pull. So instead, I've pulled everything that I can think I want to do. And if I haven't pulled the right stuff, well, then we'll just deal with it later. So let's grab everything I want to use. Because there's going to be some fun stuff. There's always going to be some fun stuff. For this first one, though, I'm leaning towards doing berries because we've sort of moved into a lot more fruit bushes and fruit trees this year. And I would like to do berries on this page. So I think we're going to do this. And the issue is some of the packages this year are so boring. We'll make it work, though. I do actually really like the logo on this one. Hello. And this one's very pretty. All right, so let's grab a pencil and we'll sketch out some stuff. I am very much using this as like inspiration. I really like how this is laid out. Yes, it is the Private Reserve Pen Flesh. It's new-ish. I think it's been out for about a year and a bit. I got my bottle last year, but I had to finish using my Monteverde Pen Flesh before I opened it. So my thought is like that. Sure. So we're going to do it this way. Up and then side. The nice thing about this is I didn't take it all that seriously last year. And I feel like that lets me take it not all that seriously this year. I feel like if I'd really made them perfect last year, I would be trying to make them perfect this year, but I didn't try and make them perfect last year. I just tried to make them good enough last year. I want that to come down one more. I've said it before, the only type of sketching I like is doing things like this, and it is very true. I would happily do this sort of sketching for hours. And we're just going to do this little thing of alpine strawberries tucked behind. What I like, so this is our first year of doing alpine strawberries, and so far, what I like about the idea of them is that unlike normal strawberries, they don't spread with runners. They stay where you put them. And what I hate about strawberries is that they spread everywhere. I can see my pear tree. Oh, it suddenly feels like spring. I'm actually doing this because we're tapping maple trees in the next couple days and I need somewhere to write notes. But I need something to divide the ordered plants from, and picked up plants from notes, or new notes. I guess is the better way to put it. So we will do this all, and then I'm actually really excited. So this is the first year we're tapping trees in the backyard, which is hysterical because some of these trees are like 40 years old, but they've never been tapped. I just need somewhere to put notes about them. It's funny, like there are plants everywhere in the house right now. Just from my desk, I can see like 500 seedlings. And there's something truly, I don't want to put that up there. Suddenly it feels very much like summer, or spring might be upon us. I guess spring. Like once my office is filled with seedlings, once there's stuff everywhere, it's like, oh, even though there's snow everywhere, even though it feels very wintry still, like maybe, just maybe, this is actually going to happen. I sort of want to, so last year I did the lines over top. I'm not sure that I want to do that this year. We'll see how I feel once I'm actually into it. I think this Alpine Strawberries actually needs to come down a row. I do love the Richards packets. There's something about them that just feels so special and so summery, and they're a pain to open. I guess I should find one that isn't open so that I actually know what the top of them look like, because this one is open. Let's grab an unopened seed packet. I have many unopened seed packets. I guess I'll grab this one. Mostly because I like the name. It's called Strawberry Spinach. I'll grab this to be my color testing page. So we're going to start actually with just sort of masking out my purple line. Which is approximately here. I need a purple. Actually, no, I should do. Oh, I put quite a lot of detail into these last year. I was like, how detailed did I make them? Overly detailed. Because why not? Make something that only I see overly detailed. right. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's not awful. And I think that's as detailed as we're going to go before we get into like color. Ooh, which side of the packet do I want to do? Do I want to do Richards at the top or Richards at the bottom? I sort of like Richards at the top. Not gonna lie. I like the idea of it at the top. All right. You know what? Good enough. All right, and then we have over here. There we go. The goal is not to make these super detailed right off the bat. I just sort of want to get like the ideas down because then I'm going to sketch like I did these ones out in black and then we'll go in and add details. Like you can see how detailed the West Coast Seed ones were from last year, including like the price tag and the little writing and all that stuff. I don't know that I'm going to go pull out a white gel pen and all that stuff for it. That seems like a lot of work. Plus, I don't actually know where my white gel pen is. I know where some of them are, but not the one that I used for this writing last year. All right, there's our basic shapes. So where's the 0.05? There's the 0.05. Let's sketch these all out. So I have to decide if I'm stopping at the green sections or not. We'll make that decision in a moment. No. That was my fault. I should have erased. I sort of like not doing the black all the way into the corners. Like they're sort of, the seed packets are sort of dissolving into the green. And I sort of like the idea of that. Like not doing this corner. Like this, they're just sort of melting away into the foliage. Let's do this line. All right, let's erase these these pencil lines, because then we'll have the black lines left. I do love how this pencil looks, or this pen looks. Like, it just makes everything look so pretty. I think I may go through and add a bit more green into, oh, I hadn't done this yet. I might go through and I might add some more green down here. It sort of feels empty. I don't really want to add another seed packet. But I do feel like I have to add something. I would also like to add a dot of green on top of that. So, my little baggie and my pipette, and we are going to clamp this page down just so that it doesn't move. I think this was one of the things that I talked about in my class that's available to tier 2 and tier 3 members back in one of the classes in playing with inks. I feel like there was a class about doing these. Well, this isn't the exact way I did it in the class because I've already done stuff on this page. It's pretty close. There we go. I think that looks better. put the lid back on this bottle. It's a very old Ferris Wheel Press color. I think it was from like their second Kickstarter, maybe. It's called Moss Park Green. It is absolutely stunning though. I guess I could dry this page with heat. I don't know that I want to though. So instead, we're just going to find a dark purple. I think this is the dark purple I want. A dark pinky purple. Just start coloring. I love it too. I think it is an incredibly underrated Ferris Wheel Press color. Though I think there are many Ferris Wheel Press colors that are incredibly underrated. So those aren't bad. Do I like amethyst in the mix? No. All right. Let's start the coloring process. I do like when seed packets are labeled like this one, where it says requires pre-treatment. It's so much nicer than when you have to go look up stuff online. It's the first year we've ordered from Northern Wildflowers, and so far we have been very impressed. Just in their shipping and everything. It's been a lovely experience. I'm gonna have to go find a gold pen. This is one of those things that instantly makes it feel like maybe spring is coming. We've been living in winter for such a long time that getting to sit down and spend some time just like looking at garden stuff and enjoying the process in a way. Like, there's no reason to do this other than for the pure enjoyment of doing it and for having the notes for next year. And yet, it is one of my favorite parts of the season. And I think in this world right now, we need to do more things for the pure enjoyment of just doing them. Like, does this change the outcome of this year's garden? Not an iota. But it does make me happy. And maybe that's all that's important. I need a package color. Do I have a good package color? Good package color. That is not a good package color. Is this a good package color? It's not a bad package color. Sure, we'll go with that. Exactly. Like, again, this has nothing to do with the final output of the garden. Like, literally nothing. But it does break up my garden planner. It does break up my garden notebook, and it breaks it up in a really fun way. Like, I can just do this, like a single little bit of splatters to break up. This was so much fun. Love that. But like, getting to look back on all these notes and varieties and, you know, ideas of what I wanted and what we wanted, and realizing that this year we're putting in peaches and an apple peaches and apples and blueberries and like so many things that were written in here came true. Or, you know, when our tiny little bare root hazelnut decided to start making leaves and buds in the garage and didn't get planted outside, had to live in the house for 2 months. Like, I love having something like this because it's so much fun to look back on. We also had an indoor cherry tree for a while. Hopefully, none of this year's bare roots become inside plants, because I don't have the patience with, or not the patience, I don't have the energy with how many things we currently have as indoor plants. We have a lot more things inside this year because we've already been to a garden center and bought some stuff. And stuff is sort of everywhere. Every time I see people show their really organized offices, I'm reminded that my office right now is like half greenhouse, half my office. and it will remain that way until mid-May. But it's not just my office that's a greenhouse anymore. It's, the living room and all those things. Like, there are plants literally everywhere. And I sort of wouldn't have it any other way. There's something lovely about knowing that this work I'm putting in now pays off. Because last night I was sad and I was frustrated, and all I wanted was stuff we didn't have, until I remembered that what I really wanted was stuff we did have, because we had canned a whole bunch of peaches. And so even though it's the middle of winter and it's miserably cold outside, all I had to do was go into the cold cellar. And there were jars of home canned peaches, and it was lovely and sort of the exact reset my brain needed. And so it is worth it to put in all the work, as exhausting as it already is, because nothing feels as satisfying as January, when we're eating our own tomatoes from the garden that we turned into passata, or dill pickles, or all that fun stuff. Like, it's so much work. And I didn't, as a kid, realize how much work it was. Because my grandmother was always the person that was doing all the canning. And now, as an adult, I'm doing it, and I realize how much work it is. But I love it. I love every piece of it. Like, I love walking into the cold cellar and just being able to grab what I want. There's a real satisfaction in opening a container of jam that you made yourself back in the summer with homegrown produce in January, when the highways are closed because of how much snow there is. So we're putting in the work now, and my office is drowning in plants so that we can do it all over again this year. Because it's worth it. It is so much work. And we, these days, will use garden centers as backup. Or for things that I just don't want to start. So I didn't start elderberries or anything. We bought those fruit trees. We don't start ourselves, we buy them. I suspect we'll have to buy eggplants, because we've planted 26 and none have come up, which is the second year in a row that I'm having really bad luck with eggplants. But they just don't seem to want to grow in our house. I can't start them for the life of me. But there are other things that I can start with no problem. Like tomatoes and peppers. I think I've got something like 40 peppers. No, more than 40. 1 second, how many peppers do I have? That tray holds 72. That tray holds 57, 50 something. I've got a lot. There's a lot of peppers going on. I need the right shade of brown for this envelope. I don't think I have it. So I think we're going to go for this pale yellow, because I like the vibe of this pale yellow, I think. No, I really don't. All right. My friends, is there anything in here over in you that I like the look of? Maybe this. We have a great deal of indoor plants as well. I have to say, my patience for indoor plants is fairly, I think it's the same color. No, they're not. Oh, that's good. They're actually two different colors. That's always a good thing when I pick up two things that I think are the same and they're actually not. Because sometimes they are. But also look, like I'm coloring over the ink and the ink's not moving anywhere. Which is one of the things I love about these sort of markers, is that nothing moves, everything stays put, and they're just lovely. Oh, I thought I was gonna get, it's really funny, I thought I was gonna get 3 pages done. I now think I'm gonna get this page done, and I will do like the ink splatters for another page. Because I think this page is probably going to take me over an hour to do from beginning to end, but it's probably good for my brain to just sit down and do. The funniest thing is, so we bought a fig this weekend, and it's the tiniest little fig. It is maybe this big around, this tall, and Monday I come downstairs and Mom says the fig tree has a fig on it. And I go, what do you mean the fig tree has a fig on it? Because also this is a cutting. This has been cut all the way down for the winter, and it has maybe 3 leaves. And this plant has a fig on it. And the fig is still continuing to grow. So we have a fig tree in the living room that is continuing to grow a fig. I don't know that it will grow big enough to ripen, but it is sort of hysterical that our first fruit off of a plant this year is potentially going to be a fig in the living room. I truly thought our first harvest was going to be the hardneck garlic that we put in last fall. Is that all my color blocking done? I think it is. I will forever be grateful to Faber-Castell for sending me the full set of Pitt pens. Mostly because it lets me do things like this. I was making it work with this set. Like this, I go back in last year's. This was done with Faber-Castell Pitt pens, which was our garden bed in one of them in 2024, I believe. This was our bed that had, it was crazy because it had so many peppers. We were drowning in peppers. Yes, the note. Remember to space out peppers next year. Ended up with some crazy crossbred peppers. We had pepper plants that were growing on the same plant, 5 different shapes of pepper. And I loved, actually, I didn't love any of the peppers. They were all really hot because of the crosses, but I loved watching Mom attempt to eat them because it was really funny. What color do I need now? Where am I going with this? I need a green. It's not the green I want. That's not the green I want. Is this the green I want? No. So I actually have a video coming out tomorrow all about brush pens, where I tier list and rank. Actually, it's only coming out tomorrow if it's processed up to YouTube. It has. So it's coming out tomorrow, where I rank and go through every single brush / flex product I own. call that good enough. And it was interesting to see which were the ones that came out on top. It's also interesting to realize how many I owned, and also then how many are actually out there that I've never tried. I always think I own a lot of them, and then I do a video like that and I realize how few I've actually tried. Oh, that's too bright. Unless I do another layer of this. This is the green that I just used. It is. What's this one like? No! Run away. Run away. Okay, the one that's correct is the... We're gonna go with the lighter one, which isn't correct. But I think it's more correct. If that makes sense at all. Besides, we're gonna have to find a white pen and do some line work. But I'm gonna save that for last. Because I don't really want to. How pink is this? That's the pink I need. And I need a yellowy gold. None of those. I suspect this one. Yep. What I like is how accurate the Pitt pens are. Like body color to marker swatch, they're the probably most accurate product out there. They are so true to color compared to a lot of other things on the market. I do think I'm going to go over this purple one more time. It's a little bit splotchier than I want it to be. And so I'm just going to hit all of them again. Because I can, mostly. And there's no reason not to. Right. I think that's better. What do I want to do next? At some point, I actually have to start lettering on this, but I don't really want to. I guess we can start black. All right. There's our first one. It's amazing how just like adding the text makes them actually look like something. I should go grab jelly rolls from my other desk. That's what I have. White pens for this. And gold, I guess. I'm just gonna grab a whole cup, actually. Let's do this one next. Oh, I need a little brush pen. I need a little brush pen. I don't know where I put them. I need a hard tip Fudenosuke. That's what I need. All right, that isn't an awful hummingbird. How did I do the smallest? I just called it. Where's my purple pen? Let's make sure this is writing. This green again. I like how I thought this was going to be quick. This is the opposite of quick. But it is enjoyable. It's nicely zen. I don't know if the past couple days there has not been much zen, I feel. I'm going to spatter in some other green. What's this? Thank you. I do not draw birds. They are not my forte. But it's a very little bird. And so I feel like I could at least, give it a good attempt. My wing shape's a little bit off. And we're just gonna like spatter in some color. And go in with a couple different browns and stuff. And then I think I'm gonna use probably the cream to sort of blend everything together. Or warm gray 1, I guess is what it's actually called. And it's just going to sort of go over top of everything else and just like blend this sort of mix of colors together. Birds are not my forte. But that's also sort of the point of this. Nothing I'm doing right now is all that serious. I'm sitting down, I'm having a play. I'm just enjoying the process of being creative, and I think we could all use a little bit more of that these days. All right. Perfect. Oh, it needs an eye. There we go. Oh. Now I need a good red. No, you're supposed to fit. Is this the red I want? I don't know. Yes, actually. It's bright and exciting and like sort of perfect for this. Again, nothing I'm doing is all that serious. And that's sort of the point. I don't know what I want. What color is this? This is deep red. Yes. would like this. I'm just, you know, adding some texture and variation. I now need a green to fill in this section. I need, this is parchment or ivory. This is ivory. There's my little bird. Don't take yourself too seriously. The world is too stressful to take yourself too seriously and to stress out over everything. I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, it's not the worst bird I've ever drawn or painted. I am notoriously bad at doing birds. They're just not my forte. I just toss things onto the floor around my desk so that they're off my very tiny table. Do I not have an O? I have an O5. You're not gonna write. I'm about to be really grumpy at you. There we go. Was that so hard? Is that all I need this pen for? Yes, it is. This pen, on the other hand, is coming back. Also, YouTube members, your money this month did not go towards a new pen or supplies for the channel. It went towards a fruit tree that I really wanted. Because I don't know the next time I'm going to a pen show. And I felt like supplies for the channel could also include supplies for my mental health. And that included a fruit tree. So I got a black currant and a, what's it called? Let's consult the list. What did I buy? So I got from Silver Creek, a Grandma Ethel's blackcurrant, and I got a white pearl blackcurrant. So those were instead of a pen, I bought currants because I love blackcurrants and I love Ribena. And I never considered the fact that we could have them in the backyard. But at the moment, I would really like to have them in the backyard. So, my mental health purchase from members' money this month was a blackcurrant. So I guess members will be getting tree updates once they arrive. They haven't shipped yet. So you can at least here find it under the brand name of Ribena, which is a blackcurrant concentrate. We buy it pretty frequently. I've got some upstairs. But I'm very excited that I'm going to have my own in the backyard. Interesting. We can almost always find it in like the international food aisle at our grocery store. It's normally on like the bottom shelf. So, yeah, I bought 2 trees this month instead of stuff for the channel, but it was a mental health purchase and I felt like it counted because if my mental health spirals anymore, the channel will start to suffer. So mental health purchases are important these days. Right. I have to say, it's going to be a couple of years before we get HACCPs. I'm so excited for them. I did look at getting established plants. I couldn't find established plants in stock anywhere that were 2 different varieties, and you need 2 different varieties. So instead, I bought a seed mix from Northern Wildflowers, and I've just started them myself. I again need our very, we're gonna go with a lighter blue this time. They're not quite as dark as blackberries,
but we'll throw in a little bit of purple just for the fun of it.
There's my purple. All right.
Let's draw some of these leaves in.
Where am I at? I need this green.
Yes, I've only got like 2.5 left after this one.
No, I've got 2 left after this one.
I'm tired. I didn't have a nap today. It's too late to have one now. So now we must just suffer.
Like this back, and we're gonna go over Richards again. Honestly, if it wasn't 5:40 here,
I would probably be considering it. And sometimes I do still nap at like 5:40, but I'm gonna try not to.
I'm just gonna try to go to bed early tonight, which probably will not work. But where's my, oh, there's my piece of paper. All right, this pen is not working. I don't want the 05. Are you an 08? You are an 08. Are you going to work?
Sealer. I guess saying the O10 isn't working is the wrong thing. It is working, it's just not giving me sharp enough lines.
I like how I said, I'm not going to do these super detailed. I don't care. And now here I am adding the little white bits to this package. Because nothing says I don't care like going through and adding all the little frawny bits to the side of these packages. So I did think the packages were like Ziploc resealable. They're not. I wish they were. Because we have a bit of a seed wasteland going on in the bottom of our seed storage system. Because as much as I like taped things up last year, some stuff popped open and that's not awful. I don't hate that. I need this light gray. It's like what's full, what's empty. Most of these seed packets are empty because a lot of these seeds are cold stratification, which means currently they're chilling in the fridge and the freezer. And every 24 hours, I alternate where they are. They spend 24 hours in the fridge, they spend 24 hours in the freezer. And I do that, I think, for the next 7 days. So I think we're on day 3. We're either on day 3 or day 4. We're supposed to cold stratify for 90 days, but you can do the method where you like in and out of the fridge and freezer. And honestly, I'm never prepared 90 days in advance because it would be starting in like September. And in September, I don't know what I want to do come the spring. So if you see, this one says pre-treatment required. And that is because under growing instructions, they say wet and cold stratification required. Mix seeds with moist substrate, vermiculate, and place in reusable container or plastic bag. Refrigerate for 6 to 8 weeks. Sow seeds at 1/8 of an inch deep. Do not let the seedlings dry out or sow directly outdoors in the late fall or winter. Or you can also do the quick process, which is what I'm doing, where they spend 24 hours in the fridge, 24 hours in the freezer, 24 hours in the fridge, 24 hours in the freezer, 24 hours in the fridge, 24 hours in the freezer, 24 hours in the fridge, 24 hours in the freezer, and then they go into seedling trays to sprout. And that's what I'm doing because I never know what I want to do in the fall. I'm never that prepared. And so it's going through the freeze thaw cycle for the seeds without actually having the seeds outside. Because if I thought ahead and if we'd had garden beds built,
they would have spent the winter outside, but we didn't. They didn't. And so instead, it's happening inside. And I just have packets of vermiculite in the fridge. Are they in the fridge right now? Yes. So we're on an odd day. We're either on day 3 or day 5. I need to keep better track. So it's only for certain varieties of seeds. It's mostly for northern seeds. So here in zone 5, we have a lot of things that are cold stratification. I most of the time don't bother. It's only because these are things that I'm really picky about. And in this case, it's strawberries and other berries. Like, I desperately want them to produce and grow and as many to survive as possible. And so because of that, I am doing them properly and breaking their they get it does something weird inside the seed. It's such an odd process. This is actually the first time we've done a pickup from Richers. And I was really excited to go. They had an elderberry that I wanted. And in turn, we bought figs and a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, we'd done a whole bunch of research. They put out a really good catalog. And we did a whole bunch of research. We went in knowing exactly what we wanted. And we didn't go that off piece. We only adopted one orphan plant, which I'm quite happy about. Because there have been times we've adopted way more than one orphan plant. One packet left. Where's my 05? I love thimbleberries.
You never see them on a store shelf. They are a thornlet raspberry variety, but they're a native. They spread 12 feet a year, so you have to do them in an air-prune bed or be prepared that they're going to spread absolutely everywhere. But there's where they're native to. And I think they're super cool. We have a couple plants that we got last year, but I was really excited this year when I discovered that Northern Wildflower had seeds because we didn't end up getting our plants in the ground last year, and hopefully they've survived, but if not, I have a backup plan. And they're good from zones 4 through 8, and so they're quite robust. I'm so happy with this. I'm definitely not doing another full one tonight, but I might do the ink splatters for one, or I might just leave everything out on this desk because honestly, I have a feeling sometime tomorrow I'm probably going to want to do another one. I'm made of gold. Do I not have a gold anymore? That's so sad. It's not gold. It's still pretty. It still works. And I'm going to do my little bee down here, my little bird. I'm going to do it all in black. All right. Now I just have to draw these berries and color them. And then we're done. All right. I think the easiest way to do this is just to put in blue and black. And purple. And sort of work in the colors. Let's start here.
Funny thing is, I have absolutely no idea what colors I've used in this project. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing to have a project for once where I'm not taking a whole bunch of color notes. And instead, I'm just enjoying the process. I'm not going to put these away because I am. I was going to say, I sort of feel like I need to throw one in on the other side as like balance, but it doesn't have one on the other side. And isn't that the reality of nature? That nature is not balanced. And as much as we try to make it balanced sometimes, it's going to do its own thing. I wonder if it's warm enough tomorrow for me to prune fruit trees. I've been waiting for it to warm up above freezing. Not like totally above freezing, but like more above freezing than it's been the past couple weeks before I start to prune the fruit trees we already have. But they definitely need some work. The winter was hard. Our cherry tree lost some branches, and so I just want to go in and I want to reshape it a little bit. We are almost 2 hours into this, which feels like a really long time to spend on a project that's this small. But I'm always reminded that projects that are small are sometimes the most time consuming. And projects that are this detailed are sometimes the most time consuming. And that isn't a bad thing, because sometimes a project just takes time. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna put in some of the lime green right over those branches. It's now becoming our go-to foliage color. I'm actually gonna add in some more foliage. so close to being done. All right, there we go.
All done. I am absolutely in love. There are definitely going to be some more pages. I'm going to sort of smatter them in. I've pulled 2 more greens. I thought I had pulled Colorverse Walk the Dog. I've pulled Cosmic Lime. So I will pull Walk the Dog. And I've got Narubu from Sailor. And those will be my 2 other pages. But thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you tomorrow for a new video on the channel all about brush pens. And until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day.